I'm Joseph Lynn, Executive Chef of the Barn at Blackberry Farm. And what we're going to do today is cook a duck breast from here in Tennessee, from Specialty Duck Farms. And what we're going to do is cook that with a wonderful toasted farro, forbidden rice, and some carrots. It's almost like a duck fried rice dish. So what we're going to do to get started is we're going to take our duck breast, lightly season it. We're going to place it into a cast iron skillet here. These are really great for searing duck because the way they retain the heat after they're hot. So we started preheating this on just a low heat, and we're just adding a little bit of the duck fat to help the rendering process. So we're going to place this in, fat side down, and just let it cook on low temperature to render out all the fat out of the duck breast. This will probably take about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, since some of this oil is, or fat has rendered from the skin, we're going to remove some of it and just put it into this extra pan that we have here to the side. So we're just going to check the skin and make sure to see where we are, if it's getting golden. And it looks like it is, so we're going to go ahead and flip this over and let it cook on the other side for a few moments. So one thing I like to do to kind of add some flavor to this duck is add just a little bit of fresh thyme to the pan. What that kind of does is infuses the fat with a little bit of the herbs and gives you the flavor of that. So we're just going to baste some of the fat over that. You'll hear a little bit of sizzle, and that's just the water leaving the thyme. And what that's going to do is just transfer to the duck and give you some more added flavor. So now our duck is ready to be removed from the pan and allow it to rest. I'm just going to simply take it out. Put it on a plate and just let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes before we carve it. While that's resting, we can go ahead and complete the rest of the dish and use the same pan that we use. So that's one thing I like about this dish, is you can cook it all in one pan. So what we're going to do is actually, with the remaining fat that's in the pan, we're going to start with the farro and toast it off lightly. So we're going to increase our heat to about medium because we've been cooking this duck on low the entire time. We're just going to slightly stir this around in the pan just so it's kind of coated in the duck fat. What we're trying to do is get a little bit of crispy texture for this. It'll be a nice contrast with everything else. We'll have the crispy skin, the crispy farro, and then we're going to actually add the forbidden rice, which is going to be kind of soft. So I'll add a little bit of the forbidden rice. Season lightly with a little bit of salt. Add a little bit of black garlic puree. We're going to add a few carrots as well. We're going to kind of keep those to the side of the pan so they don't get mixed in with everything. Finish by adding a few scallions. A little bit of white soy. So now we're ready to go and plate this. To plate this dish, what we're going to do is take a little carrot puree, put just a little bit on the plate, a little bit of black garlic puree, and these are just the sauces for the dish. Put a little of our toasted farro and forbidden rice down. And slice our duck so it's well rested now.
How many people there? Still some there?
We'll just garnish it with a few little carrot tops. And that's how we do the Tennessee roasted duck with forbidden rice, toasted farro, and garden carrots.
Basically, you can prep before or prep after. I choose to prep after because essentially I'll show you in the video, but all the fat will kind of accumulate at the top. It's almost, well, it's kind of disgusting actually what will cook out of low-fat chicken. Bag of frozen chicken breasts. I'm basically just going to rip the bag open and throw it in the pot. Another bag. Now as you can see, crock pot is full, about the biggest crock pot I could find. I think the thing cost 40 bucks. It is literally the magic bowl. Well, as you can see, we've been cooking here for a minute. And I want to go ahead and show you what is accumulated at the top. That, my friends, is fat. Okay, I just got home, and right now the chicken is officially done. I've gone about my day, did all the work that needed to be done, and I did not worry about my eating. My food preparation was taking place while I was at work and running around. See the fat? It's accumulated under there. I'm gonna take it and peel it off. I don't mind losing a little bit of that tendon, that weird piece of meat that's on the end of the different chicken breasts. That is one clean, boiled, double cooked piece of chicken. So it's pretty quick. I'm going to speed it up for you. Pull the fat off. Another way to do this is to go ahead and scissor it. If you're buying something fresh and not frozen, I like to take scissors and just clip the fat off, throw it in. You're going to see a little bit less fat that way. If you like getting all the fat off the chicken, if you don't like kind of just mashing it up, and some fat will still accumulate in the bowl. So in a sense you end up doing it twice. This way is just as easy. So peel the fat off. A little more water pressure always helps. Beautiful. Big bad boy chicken breast here. Now being real, when I'm lazy, I'm really not that worried about chicken fat. It's kind of gross now that I showed you. But sometimes I'll just take the spatula and empty out that water. You know, the kind of the water that accumulates that the chicken's floating in. And I'll start smashing it up. Add whatever seasoning I want, a little Mrs. Dash, a little barbecue sauce, teriyaki, whatever it's going to be. And then I've got shredded chicken. I can do the same thing with this now that I've got all the fat out, because this chicken literally just pulls apart. You're always going to fight for a little tendon right there in some of these, that rubber piece of meat. It's another reason why I don't mind cleaning up my chicken. I never get a mystery bite. See that? Mystery. Gross. Fat is accumulated. Fat there on the end, just got to pay attention. Fat's going to be in most of the same spots on the chicken breasts. Around the outer edge. Little funky piece of meat right there. You can actually save that piece. Voila, beautiful. So for the record, all that fat we just boiled out of pre-cut, trimmed chicken breasts. Now if you can see what's going on in my sink here, it's all fat. I'm going to do this even though I think it's disgusting. That is gross. So, and the other theory is, that my good friend Michelle taught me, is that animals mostly store their toxins in their fat. So, what you're eating right there is not only chicken fat, but it's also toxins, whatever the chickens might have run into in the free ranges that they are supposedly in. So that kind of goes with all the different meats, and even in humans. You know, if you're looking to lose fat, your body will actually hold on to it, per some studies, to store toxins. So in theory, if you go ahead and try to become as less toxic as possible or toxin free, then in theory your body won't hold on to fat to store it. So, okay, enough about fat. That's the bowl we cooked in. Okay, it's one dish and a lid. That is my new pile of chicken. Beautiful. Now I can take that chicken, check this out. I can take that chicken and it just peels apart. I can shred it. You know what I mean? I can eat it as whole. It's still moist because I slow cooked it. But I can change the texture of the chicken, which is huge when you're trying to cook. You know, we get really sick of chicken, right? So I can eat it like this. I can shred it. I can barbecue it. I can bake it. I can boil it, and that even changes it a little bit. So there's, once again, a bunch of different ways to do it. I personally like the crock pot because it's simple and easy and I don't have to stand here and do anything. So essentially I'll be cleaning 2 dishes and 2 lids, and that's pretty much as easy a bachelor way to cook as I've been able to find. That's my first video on how to cook chicken.